everybody! Welcome back to V Speaks. My name is V, and to all the returning subbies, you know, I love you with all of my heart. I love you so much. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for staying subscribed, and keep staying subscribed, okay? And to all the newbies, welcome. Don't be scared. This is home. And please tell your friends, okay? Don't be scared, man. Tell your friends about V Speaks. Kumnandi la, okay? And please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Don't be shy. You can put your feedback, you can put your opinion, you can put whatever in the comments, as long as it's not negative, because wow, this is a positive space, okay? Today's topic is sympathy versus empathy. One thing I do know is that before I did research on sympathy and empathy, I didn't know the differences. You know, I always used to confuse them, you know. So yeah, what does sympathy and empathy mean? We're gonna start with sympathy. Sympathy is more of a feeling of pity for another, while empathy is our ability to understand how someone feels, while sympathy is our relief in not having the same problem. You see? So sympathy is to feel pity for someone, to, you know, sympathize with their situation and be like, you. Sometimes people will tell you something that's so deep, you know, and you sympathize with them, but like you're like, oh, thank God, I've never experienced this. I cannot relate to this, you know. And then with empathy, it's putting yourself in someone's shoes. It's trying your best to understand that situation and feel the feelings that whoever's talking to you or whatever situation is happening in front of you or around you. So those are the differences between sympathy and empathy. Examples of sympathy and empathy. We'll start with empathy. A friend who's going through a difficult time and you can relate to their feelings because you have gone through a similar experience. A co-worker or classmate who is feeling overwhelmed and you can understand their stress because you have been in a similar situation. A family member who is struggling with difficult decision and you can relate to their emotions because you have faced a similar dilemma. So empathy is felt when you've been in a similar, or you've been in the same exact situation with someone, you know, so you can relate. With me, the most thing in my life that I can relate to is losing someone you love, whether they're alive or they're not alive, you know. Losing someone hurts, you know, or when someone breaks your heart, or when someone disappoints you, or when you've had a fight with a friend, and when someone tells you about their struggles in friendship and whatever, and you can relate. So sympathy is more of something that you can relate to because you've gone through it, or you've seen someone go through it, etc. With sympathy, sorry, I said sympathy before, ne? Yeah, I meant empathy before, not sympathy. Right now I'm saying sympathy though. I hope you all understand. I'm overthinking. Okay. Sympathy, a friend is going through a difficult time and you feel compassion for them. A co-worker or classmate who is feeling overwhelmed and you feel sorry for them. A family member who is struggling with a difficult decision and you feel empathy for them. So with sympathy, it's more of like you kind of don't understand or you can't relate, but you feel sad for them. You feel whatever emotion that you feel for them. Although you don't understand, although you cannot relate, you still kind of feel a bit of empathy, a bit of sorry. Also, you feel sorry for them. You feel overwhelmed for them because you're like, woo, I cannot relate to the situation, but the way you are describing it, I feel overwhelmed for you. I cannot imagine being in that type of a situation. That's sympathy. Types of empathy and sympathy. We'll start with sympathy. There are two types of sympathy. Passive sympathy. This type of sympathy occurs when you care about someone's feelings, but you don't take steps to express this concern. Please, guys, when you feel someone, when you understand someone's situation, try your best to comfort them, especially if it's someone that you care about. Express that, Chomi, although I don't relate to what you're going through and I've never experienced this before, I just want you to know that I'm here for you. Express that sympathy. So when you are unable to express this type of sympathy, it's called passive sympathy. Maybe you feel something, but you don't know how to translate that feeling towards someone else. And then active sympathy is this type of sympathy occurs when you take active steps to support someone or express your concern. So what I'm trying to say, and what I was trying to say before, is that I feel like it's way better if we are more actively sympathetic instead of passively sympathetic, because everybody kind of needs sympathy. We do need people that we can trust with our things and talk to, who will comfort us. Sometimes you mustn't shut down. You must try your best to be supportive. You must try your best to be there for someone, because the worst thing that can ever happen when someone is going through something is when a person and they go to someone about it, and that person is not receiving those news the way that you want to, or expressing sympathy the way that you need. So try and be more actively sympathetic. Be there for your people. Be there for your people, because I know that when something happens to you and you're ready to share that thing, you want someone to be there for you. You want someone to sympathize with you. You want someone to comfort you. You want someone to feel some type of feeling towards you about that thing that they're talking about or feeling, And then there is 3 types of empathy. Emotional empathy. Emotional empathy is when a person is able to share their feelings of another individual, allowing them to understand that person in a more in-depth way. Sometimes this is referred to affective empathy. Emotional empathy allows you to create genuine support with others. So emotional empathy is literally practicing your emotional intelligence and being like, wow, V is going through 1, 2, 3, and I really can relate. Like, I understand what they're going. Let me give her a hug and let me tell her, I'm here for you, Chomi. I understand exactly what you're going through. If you need someone to talk to, someone who's more relatable, I am here for you. That's emotional empathy. You practicing your emotional intelligence. Basically, you practicing those emotions that you're feeling. You are being more human. You're using your emotions. And then there's cognitive empathy. This type of empathy refers to a person's ability to understand how another person thinks or feels. Unlike emotional empathy, cognitive empathy does not require emotional involvement, but rather focuses on why a person may think or feel that way. Sometimes, I'm a very psychological person, so when someone is like to me, oh my God, I had a bad day, I want you to be like, I want to ask you, like, what made your day bad? And then you tell me, and I'm like, okay, why do you feel like this made your day bad? So that's cognitive empathy. You are digging deep into the problem. Uguti. Yeah! Did I just use Uguti? How do you translate? How do you translate Uguti? Like when someone is feeling a certain way, you're just digging deeper. You're letting them talk more in depth about their emotions and their feelings and why they're feeling that way. So that's cognitive empathy. And then there's the last one, which is compassionate empathy. This type of empathy is when an individual shares the emotional pain of another. For example, like I said, my biggest pain in life is losing my mom, so I relate to grief a lot. I relate to the loss of a person, so when someone is has lost someone, I can be there for you. I understand exactly how you're feeling. So that is sympathy versus empathy. Maybe later on in the year I will do another part about empathy versus sympathy and tell you more. But this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Bye.